Hello and welcome back to Dicebreaker, where we are doing another Today We Played, and this time we're having a look at a game called Passtally.
Passtally.
Which is Passtally, which is a cute little pun.
I didn't realise until we were setting up the other shot, and I was like, oh, the board looks a bit pastely on the way.
Whoa.
Because I'll be honest with you, that looks like a poorly exposed shot, but it is just that this game has a very pastel. God, it's bananas. But I understand there's also a tally element to this.
Yeah, so it's kind of a double entendre, if you will.
Woman walks into a bar, asks for a double entendre, so the barman gives her one.
So Passtally is a game for 2 to 3 players.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird. Although I would assume it gets a little bit hectic if you went up to 4, so I can understand why they've done that.
Fair.
Essentially what you're doing is just trying to make sort of lines between your 2 coloured dots, right? So when you're starting up the board, you see how we've got these squares here?
Yep.
One of those is just going to go on the scoreboard.
Fair enough.
And then you're going to place each square on each side of the board in turns. Okay. So you'll be like, okay, well I want my other purple one here, and then the other green person will put theirs there. And then you'll keep doing that until you've got basically 2 lines between 4 dots, right?
Okay.
So it doesn't matter which ones you link up as long as they're, you know, the same color, right? So if I could get a line from this purple one to this purple one, I could score points for that, right?
Okay.
The way that we do that, you can see that we've already got this sort of grid.
Yeah.
So if I'd already had a dot there, for example, that would be a scoreable line, but it doesn't pass through any of these tiles, so it doesn't get us any points.
Okay.
So the actual points that we get are from placing down these boys.
Ah.
So let's try and build one here. So let's say that I put this here, and you always have to sort of match this pattern here, so the triangular bit will go in.
Yep.
So let's say I put that there, and then what have we got here? We've got one of these wacky ones here. So that gives us like a bend, and then we might do one of those. This is actually going pretty well. And to be honest, actually we've got a line there, right? So you can see that following this purple line, we go through this one, around here, around this bend, and then into the other purple thing.
Oh.
And because we've passed through 3 tokens or tiles, that is a pass tally of 3. And because we pass through, where are we? 1 is 1 VP, and then 2 to 3 is 2 VP, so we get 2 points, and we shove that on the scoreboard.
Cool.
And then we go through. So on your turn, you can either, you have 2 actions, which can either be spent placing down tiles, or moving these pips up to 2 spaces.
Clever. It's like a really abstract version of Ticket to Ride meets that hacking game from the first Bioshock. We have to replace bits of pipe.
Exactly. So,
I like the fact that you can move the goalposts.
Yeah, so the weird thing about it as well, just before you, because I think this is going to blow your mind, is because this game also goes vertical.
Okay, to be fair, you're what?
Yeah,
what?
Okay, so...
the series is called Today We Played, but in case
Today I played.
didn't tip you off, I've not played Passtally. I'm not just like really like committing to being the straight man on this one. What?
So this is where the game starts to mess with your mind, right? Because it seems pretty simple right now. Yeah. So for example, say I was the green player now and I was trying to mess up Purple's line. I could like put this here, for example, and then that would shoot him off into the ether, and then he's losing points next turn, right? Or I could stack, which means that I place the tile on top of at least 2 other tiles.
Woof.
And then that now bends this way.
Oh.
So then as the green player, I might, this is working perfectly, I keep getting the right tiles. So I could then put that there, and then this becomes a line as well. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could plot, oh my God, I can't believe I keep drawing the exact tile I need. This is genuinely not.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So
I can now understand also why this game takes 30 to 45 minutes.
Exactly.
Because that ain't a big board.
Yeah. So it becomes more vertical. And because you can't just pop a tile directly on another tile, it has to go over 2.
Yeah.
It becomes like this sort of, oh my God, where can I put this? Like this weird little Jenga puzzle. It's mad. But also you score more points for the more tokens you go through, right?
Yeah.
So if there's 2 stacked on top of each other, they're worth 2 points instead of 1.
Okay.
And that's where these come in, because eventually you can get like up to 5 tiles stacked on top of each other.
And just to keep track of them.
Yeah. It's absolutely nuts, but it's genuinely really fun.
Yeah.
So you get this sort of on your turn, you're simultaneously trying to get your lines back into working order. Because usually after like 2 turns, you've got both your lines set up.
Yeah.
So after that, you're just kind of like repairing them.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, this bozo came in and shoved his token on top. Now I need to bend that back round into the right direction. And then maybe you'll go for this big looping line that goes through loads and loads of tiles and gets you loads of points. But then you also score in brackets as well, so you never like run away with it. You never get more than like 15 VP for a line.
Okay.
So as the amount of tokens that you're going through gets higher, it's sort of the brackets start to get a little bit wider.
Sure.
To stop you just like running away with the game.
Smashing it, yeah.
So it's pretty wild, and it's a little bit tricky to get your head around. We were thinking about doing a Let's Play of this, but I thought it would be such a brain explosion for anyone watching that it might have been better to just talk about it. But I genuinely actually really enjoyed this. So I played a game with Dean, and we had literally like the board was like a weird little mega city with like loads of little tokens stacked all over the place.
It's like, do you remember 3D chess in Star Trek?
Yes.
And it was like, how mad! This is what you would get if Star Trek was made by French people. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, Monsieur Spook, it's your go.
A game of Passtally pour vous?
Yeah, exactly. Engage. Sorry to any French people watching. Sorry to everyone watching.
Yeah, sorry if you've been tasked of watching any of our videos.
Yeah.
So it's got this weird sort of like abstract puzzly feel to it, but then obviously I only played a 2-player game. I can imagine if you play a 3-player game, it gets even more hectic because you've just got more people just messing with the board state all the time.
Yeah.
So the game ends when I think when you run out of one of the stacks, so I've sort of done half stacks just to make them a bit more visible.
Got it.
So you have like 14 tokens in each stack. So I think once one of the tokens is emptied, or if someone hits 50 points, it like triggers the last turn.
Got it. So you could, if you wanted to, start just drilling into one pile to try and speed up the end of the game if you were in a good position.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's deceptively simple, I would say.
Yeah.
Like you can teach it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It also took me a couple of like turns to realise that the lines on the board also count. So you can't just score right at the start of the game by just putting down one tile. And I was like, God, it's taking a while to build this line up because I only get 2 actions. But just once again, just being an idiot, which is usually the case.
Oh, buddy.
But yeah, so it gets pretty wild. And then, as I said, stacking these tokens become harder and harder because you need to have it on top of 2.
Yeah.
And the 2 that you put it on obviously have to be the same height. So I couldn't
of
shove
course,
that
you
like
couldn't
that.
just have it at a canted angle.
Yeah, so I then need to have this, and then that becomes a 3.
Okay.
And like I said, you get this sort of Jenga tower where it's like in and out and in and out.
But it's not an obscene race up because you need to build a layer. Like for example, that one that's now a 3, you've actually got to lay down quite a few before you'll be able to place another 3.
And they also need to be useful to you, otherwise you won't be doing it on your turn.
Yeah.
So you'll find these weird pockets where these like little towers are building up. And then it's just this really odd sort of like swooping landscape. It reminds me of a game called Tsuro. Have you ever played a game called Tsuro?
I think I might have done, yeah.
So in Tsuro you're dragons and you're building a path, and it's the same thing where it's like it's a square tile and they like all swoop around.
Yeah.
And essentially you just have to not fall off the board.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you're constantly changing it because you're stacking those tiles on top of each other.
Yeah.
So it feels like an advanced version or something.
I can see now why you sort of balked at us just doing a straight Let's Play of this, because getting your head around the path making across the different levels and trying to strategize must take some getting used to.
Well, as well as because we did our Codenames Let's Play.
Yes.
Obviously, like the bits that are the most difficult to watch of that is when either of us are just going for about 20 minutes. I felt like it would just be an entire Let's Play of us contemplating, which isn't the most entertaining thing in the world.
No.
But if you'd like to see us give it a go, that's up to you.
I'm definitely keen to play it. I was going to suggest it's one to live stream, but I don't think it is if one of us is going, We can maybe read from the chat. Or, alternatively, let's record a Let's Play and just speed up any moments of us going,
The video is only actually like 5 minutes long. It's just loads of fast forwarding.
Which, at least would give you an idea of how much thinking time you need to play a game of Passtally without actually making people sit through all of that thinking time. So, I don't know, let us know what you think. If you think, you'd actually like us to play this and to watch us try and wrap our heads around it. It's
genuinely a bit of a brain
burner.
Yeah, but it is very, very fun. I would recommend this if you like sort of puzzly games. It's also one that you can. It's very pretty as well. I think it's got like a really cute art style.
Like it's just very nice. And look at that rule book. It's not even a rule book. It's a rule sheet. It's been folded in half. I'm going to sneeze on it.
Also, can you pass me the box, please? Because I... Oh my word. Can you pass me the box, please? Because I think there's actually... Yeah, there's a really pleasing layout. This is probably the nerdiest we've ever gotten on this channel. But look at this gorgeous inlay. I mean, you've got...
I don't like it.
No?
No.
Why?
I mean, like, it sort of just reminds me of a big old biscuit tin. But, like...
Why is that a bad thing?
This could be in a much smaller box. This could be in a way smaller box.
Now, give me a second here to explain how this works. Because
here we go.
You see how these tokens are all layered in sort of like exactly placed. So you've got these little ridges, right? Which means you can only get a certain amount of tokens in them.
Yeah.
It's because, as I said, there's 3 stacks in the game. They're all 14 tokens high. And there's 6 stacks of 7 here. So when you pack the game up, if you just randomly place them back in, you've already got your stacks ready for the next game, which I really appreciate because trying to shuffle tokens is something that I've had to do too often.
Yeah.
Like every time I've ever played Carcassonne, when you're shuffling tokens because you don't have the bag, and it's like, it's horrendous.
No, you play Carcassonne out of a bag. Okay, fair enough. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. I don't know. This screams. Maybe I just opened too many biscuit tins as a child, hoping it was going to be full of delicious biscuits. And it was full of sewing supplies.
Yeah.
Everyone's mum had that one tin. But anyway, I don't love it. But like,
I mean, they do look like little biscuits, to be fair.
That's like a lemony. Yes, I'm not the only one who wants to bite a component on camera. Vindicated.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yes.
Passtally. I really want to play this now. Like, I genuinely, can we spend our lunch break playing this or something?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it would be a lovely little lunch game. It's actually, I think I'd recommend this because it only takes about 30 minutes to play as well.
Yeah.
It's actually a really nice thing to just sit in the office as well. If you've got sort of like a quick break where it's just you and 2 other people and you're just sitting around with a sandwich.
I mean, there are certain games that I keep in my bag just for, if I'm going to meet up with a friend and we're having a pint, to be like, game of coup? Quick coup?
Yeah, exactly.
This, only, that's, a big box.
That's why I say keep it in the office rather than keep it in your bag.
Yeah,
but it looks pretty on your shelf as well, so it's got that sort of like visually appeasing aspect to it as well. And I think this is a perfect fit for Today We Played, because it's not the kind of game that's revolutionising anything. We're not going to be like, oh my god, have you played Passtally? It's the most
it's more like have you played Passtally?
Yeah, like crazy thing. It's more of like a nice thing to talk about and a little recommendation without having to go too in depth to it. Because we pretty much explained the entire game in like 5 seconds. So that's pretty much how it works.
Yeah.
And it's very good. So if you do like the look of Passtally, we'll have a link in the description where you can hopefully grab a copy. Also, we've got plenty more videos for you to watch here on Dicebreaker. So have a little look at some of the ones that are popping up on screen right now. I'm doing it properly now. They're at the bottom.
Yeah, we keep them at the bottom so you can still see our faces.
It's good. So thanks very much for watching. And if you enjoyed this, please give us a little subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you get a little notification whenever we upload a video. And have a really lovely day. And we'll see you soon.
Goodbye.